Greetings. This is a review video. This is far different than the usual videos I do, but it's been gaining a lot of traction and a lot of attention recently. It's one of those shows that needs an explanation, or at least a critical. I can't edit that out. I gotta keep that in. A critical review. The Midnight Gospel. So the Midnight Gospel is it's like a modern day Ralph Bakshi type. If you've ever seen Fritz the Cat or Wizards or the original Lord of the Rings animation, Ralph Bakshi, he's one of my... I look up to Ralph Bakshi a lot. Wizards is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Midnight Gospel is a lot like that. What it does is it takes chaos, mayhem, psychedelic trippiness, and it makes sense of it for the viewer. It unloads on you mayhem and chaos and psychedelic nature all at once, but it does it in a way that, because of the script, it makes sense to those who don't know about psychedelics and to those who do. Pardon me, I'm about to take my hit of cancer. I'm down to 1 pack a month now, by the way. 1 pack a month. Anyways, back to the story. The Midnight Gospel is something that we needed at this time. Now, whether you believe in conspiracy theory or not, or prophecy, how things are turning out and going a certain way, or as prophecy planned, or as conspiracy theories think, in this time of pure chaotic madness and uncertainty, a show like The Midnight Gospel lands on YouTube. And for those people who have not yet been directed in the way of awakening their mind, I don't want to say woke people, because being woke is subjective. It's bullshit. We are as intelligent as we perceive ourselves to be in the moment we are given to perceive ourselves as. Anyways, The Midnight Gospel is one of those shows that I think everybody should watch. It is full of insight. It is magical. It is scientific. It is spiritual. It is reality-based. All the elements that add to a perfect potion, a perfect elixir of consciousness. The Midnight Gospel is that. Now, I, and everybody who knows me knows, I am a massive Rick and Morty fan. The Midnight Gospel is like a Rick and Morty dream. Like, if the show Rick and Morty was a physical being, it would go about its day being Rick and Morty, and then it would go to sleep and it would dream the Midnight Gospel. That's how I see it. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It's one of those shows that I think everybody should watch. And there are a lot of people who can't handle the amount of madness that happens in 25 minutes of an episode, because a lot is going on. But even if you were not to watch the visuals, which are particularly related to Ralph Bakshi's type of animation, just close your eyes and listen to the episode, and it just awakens everything inside of you. I think that everybody during this time of seclusion and social distancing should watch Midnight Gospel, because in a way it's like gathering the hive mind of consciousness that we are all a part of, all human beings. It's like gathering us all together in a 25-minute episode of what we are thinking, what we're not thinking, what we should be thinking, what we dream of, what we imagine to be real, what we have never imagined to be real. It's one of those shows that puts it all together. It's perfectly graphitized. Is that a word? Did I just create a word? Maybe. The animation is perfect for it, and I mean, the script alone, like I said, you can turn off the visuals if they're too much for you. But like any seasoned, well-endowed psychonaut can admit to, the animation is perfect. It's exactly what needs to go on. And in a world like this today, where YouTube, where social media, Instagram, everything, we lose our attention spans so quickly watching movies. Now it's like people don't fully watch movies without having to look at their phone probably 100 times while they're watching the movie, because they just need their mind taken and in this direction, that direction, that direction, this direction, but they're still subconsciously taking in the message. This show does that for you, where you don't even need to pick up your phone and see who's messaging you or posting on your posts. This show gives you so much madness in just 1 minute of animation that you feel ADHD, ADD, hyperactive. All your attentions are being kept by the show. It's beautiful that way. So, in a time where it's so uncertain how this outcome is going to play out, how we're going to get through this, or how the world is going to change, this show takes our mind completely out of that and gives our imagination a chance to flourish in 25 minutes. 25 minutes of something created through podcast and animation. It is the perfect gathering of information for visualization. So, Midnight Special review, it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. It is legit a DMT trip that people can relate to. Because as anybody who's done DMT, and N-dimethyltryptamine, for the layman, it's really hard to relate your full experience to everybody else who's done DMT. There are specific things that relate, like the blue goddess, the fractals, being out of your body, tunnel vision, those things all DMT doers can relate to, psychonauts, mushrooms, acid. But as a whole, it's really hard for us to relate our full experience of DMT or psychonaut trips to another person's completely. And I think the Midnight Gospel is the perfect show to bring that all together for people who have tripped in that specific category of psychonaut. So if I were you and you got nothing to do, and you were me, you would have watched it already, I suggest watching it. And if it's too much for you, it's okay. Give it 10 minutes, go do something else, come back to it. I can guarantee you that if you watch it, I hate that word woke, but it will program an awakening of your conscious and subconscious mind. So give it a chance. It's amazing. I think I'm going to do more reviews. Movies have always been my life, and TV shows. I'm going to make a specific channel for reviews, but I think, yeah, on my channel right here, the Mobius Tribe, the first review I'm doing, obviously, is the Midnight Gospel, because I have the fans and I have the views on account of my D&T trips, so it's perfect that my first review happens to be the Midnight Gospel. Synergy. Synergy. Magic fingers. Give it a chance. It's worth it.